clarification
or a complete explanation of what has just been said. It is often used when the listener finds a statement unclear or the previous answer incomplete. Questions which ask for examples or a second explanation of the same point fall into the category of clarifying questions. For example,
I'm not sure I understand your thinking on this. Could we review it once more?
by asking a clarifying question, you greatly increase the chance that the reply will be complete, and you will understand the other person's point of view. When approached with another's problem, the most common tendency is to suggest what possible action or steps can be taken to deal with or solve the problem. While such a response is sometimes valuable, often it isn't as helpful as you might think.
You join the club I belong to, you won't have any problem getting dates.
Often, people simply don't want advice. They may not be ready to accept it, instead needing simply to talk out their thoughts and feelings. There's often a temptation to tell others how we would behave in their place, but it's important to realize that what's right for one person may not be right for another. A judging evaluative response implies placing a judgment or evaluation on the person or on the statement or on the feeling behind the statement. A positive judgment is agreement. A negative judgment is disagreement or rejection. Moralizing is another form of this response.
Now you're on the right track.
I don't think it's going to work.
You know what your problem is? You worry too much. It's your worrying that messes this up. You're such a worrywart.
A judging evaluative response is very likely to make someone defensive. Thus, responding this way frequently might put the speaker on guard, and in doing so, end the conversation abruptly. Sometimes a person needs encouragement, and in these cases, a supportive response might be the best thing. This response may help the person to feel he is not alone in his problem. But in many cases, this kind of help isn't help at all.
Nothing's going right for me today.
Well, cheer up. We all go through this.
Mr. Roberts is really rotten.
We all have rotten bosses, so just relax.
Misusing or overusing supportive responses may communicate a message that you don't accept his feelings, or that the problem doesn't justify feeling the way he does. An understanding empathic response demonstrates empathy and acceptance of the person and his feelings. It is a reflection or mirroring of what he is saying or how he feels. This response revolves around the notion that when an individual expresses a message, and that message is paraphrased in fresh words with no change in its essential meaning, the sender will further elaborate on ideas, feelings, attitudes contained in the message.
Hi, dear. How was your day?
I intended to ask about your day. You know, I'm really interested in what happens to you. It's been pretty tough lately. Things haven't been working out all that well at the office, and I guess I've been taking my problems home with me. I know it's not fair to you.
I hear you saying that you're interested in me, but sometimes you're very preoccupied with the things at work that are not going very well. That makes it very difficult for you to get outside of yourself to hear me.
Yes, I feel guilty about bringing my problems home with me, but I find if I think about them away from the office, I get some useful perspectives that help me solve the problems. Is there any way we can work this out?
I can appreciate your problem. Maybe we could spend some time helping each other. If we take half an hour before dinner and devote that time to just hearing each other, it would probably do both of us a lot of good. What do you think?
That's great. I think that would make dinner much more satisfying for both of us. I really like that.
It is the understanding empathic response that is most likely to communicate to the sender that the listener is interested in the sender as a person, has an accurate understanding of the sender and of what he is saying, and is most encouraging to the sender to go on and elaborate further. Many conversations or relationships are best begun by using the understanding response until a trust level is established. This response is also useful in increasing the accuracy and clarity of communication between the two individuals. There's a proper time and place for each kind of response. The problem, however, usually occurs when we use them in the wrong situations or depend upon one or two styles of responses for all situations. We create many communication barriers. Often we are unaware of the little things we do while listening, actions or habits which may irritate the speaker and make him reluctant to communicate. For example, withholding eye contact, looking away from the speaker, doodling or drawing pictures, playing with objects on the desk, pencils, paper clips, picking at or filing your fingernails, cleaning eyeglasses, rummaging through your desk. Your choice and use of words are very important. Anytime you talk to someone in such a way that the person feels small, you will arouse anger in some form. This anger will then work itself into resistance toward your ideas and will very likely worsen your relationship.
Then there's your mother. What the hell's the matter with you? Do you have to phone her every day? When the hell are you gonna grow up?
Me grow up. You grow up. You're the one that wants to see your bloody relatives every vacation, not me. So you go by yourself and you go to hell.
Comments which carry a sarcastic overtone put most people immediately on the defensive. Too often we assume that any comment we make is okay when it's accompanied by laughter, and we think we're excusing ourselves from blame. But the sting is present. Another descriptive label for this is a cheap shot.